In today's video, I am going to be breaking down different Zoom basketball plays that you can run with your team. These are traditionally ran in the 5-out offense. While not all of these plays that I'm going to show you are 5-out offenses, majority of Zoom offenses are ran in the 5-out, so definitely go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense down in the description below if you are looking to run these plays. Okay, let's get down and let's check out these basketball plays. If you like the idea behind this clipboard, make sure to go check out the Playbook link that is down in the description below so you can get this app for yourself. Okay, so basically what Zoom is you've got a player who is setting essentially a pin down screen for player 4. After this pin down screen, player 4 is going to be sprinting to the wing. Player 1 is going to be dribbling towards player 4, and then they're going to do a dribble handoff. After this dribble handoff, player 1 can roll to the rim if he wants. Player 4 can attack. Player 5 can be popping. He can be doing something, but generally speaking, this is the basic version of the play. If the defensive team overplays this, there's kickouts to this side, and of course, there's always the option for player 1. There's also the option for player 4. Also, coming off of this dribble handoff, there's also the option to deny it and, of course, spin or whatever and attack that side. There's also the option to slip for player 1, but overall, generally a very hard play to be able to defend. Now, one way that I've seen a few different teams run it, for example, Princeton, they run it very similar to this, where player 5 starts in the post, he pops out, and then player 1 passes him the ball. When this happens, this initiates the Zoom action, and then at this time, player 5 does that dribble handoff with player 2. What can also happen, this can happen in any Zoom play as well for the pin downs, but for this play specifically, player 5 gets that ball, both players can set, both wing players, 45s, whatever, can set those pin downs. 3 and 2 then lift, and then player 5 has the option to dribble right or left and do the dribble handoff on those sides. Now, if you run something like a Princeton set or even horns, you can run this play as well. So, for example, in Princeton, you could have, in this case, player 4 set the pin down, player 2 and 1 come together for that dribble handoff. Player 2 then attacks. This could be a roll, this could be a pop. You can set up different actions for these two players, but that's the general idea. And with this specific play, what you are again trying to do is just to try and start that offense in a different set. That's essentially all it is. Now you can do this out of horns as well. Same idea, pin down screen on this side. Player 1 then, of course, dribbles out to this side. Player 3 uses the pin down. Now, this is where things can get interesting. So, of course, this is our third play that I'm breaking down. You can add in different options. You can add in a flex. You can add in really anything that you would like off of this action. So, for example, after this screen, let's say player 1 rolls, player 5, let's say, rolls across a screen early. Player 1 rolls, and there's not much happening. Well, let's say that happens. Player 1 clears, 4 sets the pin down. We could then have player 5 lift. If he gets that ball, we could have the screen for player 4. Player 4 then pops. There's other options too. I like that last one. Kind of confuses a lot of teams. But instead, you could have player 5 set the screen for player 2. That could be a scoring option in this area. If that's not there, we can set the pin down for player 5. And of course, player 5 could have an open 3. There's different options here in, of course, this set too. I actually kind of like this option as well. So here, we can have player 5 and 4 set up a staggered screen for player 2. Player 5 can roll to the rim. Now this gives player 3 two different options. But because now we've got 3 players in a row on that perimeter, now player 5 clears, 4 clears, 3 passes to 2, and we can then go into Zoom at this time. And when we go into Zoom, this is now Zoom coming off of a set play that we just ran. That's the nice thing with Zoom. You could be just finished a set play. You can go straight into Zoom, especially if you finish in the 5-out. Now, that's the beauty of the 5-out. If you can finish your set play, so whatever your set play is, and you finish in the 5-out, your next option could go straight into Zoom. You could actually set this up with your team if you coach, let's say, a high school team where you say, okay, run horns 2. After you run horns 2, everyone clears straight into Zoom. Because if you've got a shot clock and you just ran horns 2, whatever horns 2 is for your team, well, guess what? Now, you may only have 6, maybe 8 seconds left. You need a quick action, and Zoom is actually a fairly quick option that you can run. One of the more interesting options I've seen for Zoom is this one right here. So if you run the triangle offense, which is rare these days, you very rarely see any team running triangle, but I seen this a little while ago and I loved it. So player 5 sets that screen for player 4. Player 4 sprints over to this corner. Player 1 passes to player 2. Player 1 now sets that down screen for player 5, who's of course going to be using that down screen. Player 3 and now player 2 will come together for the Zoom action, and now we'll have player 3 roll to the rim, and this is going to give us an option here, but because everyone is focused on what's happening over here, they're not going to be focusing here because player 5's man is going to be in help, which means that he is most likely, because his man is in help, not going to see the screen, and this could actually put a couple of different stresses on the team, on the defense. So for example, player 1 is being defended, player 5 is in help because player 5 is down here. There's just a screen with a roller, so he is going to be preoccupied. 5 uses that screen. What does player 1 do? If he stays with his man because there's no communication because he's over here, this is open for the wide open 3. If there's a miscommunication, he's not paying attention because he's worried about what's happening here, and player 1 leaves his man to cover the 3. Now player 1 is wide open for the floater, layup. If there's help, there's that. There's so many different options out of this one play. I loved it when I seen it, and I just had to show you. I hope that this video has helped you. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below, and I will see you guys again in my next video.